So, what regret are you ready to stop carrying around starting today? What regret has been rolling around in your head so much that it actually has stopped you from taking the actions that you need to today to keep moving forward in whatever form, whether it be wishing that I had stopped for gas yesterday so that I don't have to do it today, or maybe something that we said to someone that we loved, or maybe something that we didn't say to a loved one before we lost them. Regrets are things that we can etch into ourselves, and some may be a little bit more easy to let go of. I forgot to grab something from the store when I was there. I regret it because I might have to go back to get that, or maybe just live without it. It's not something that is going to weigh down the rest of my life. It may influence me in the short term, but it's those long-term regrets that we hold on to that sometimes influence the actions, the feelings, the way we live our life going forward. And it is so powerful to realize that sometimes we're holding on to things that we don't even realize we're holding on to. They might come up in dreams, or they might just come out of nowhere as these kind of waking memories that come out of just seeing something in the world that reminds us of someone or something, or an opportunity that we might have had that just wasn't taken or that we let go of. I know Jeff Bezos always talks about he leads his life with regret mitigation, trying to step away from the things that will put him in a state of regret later on. And oftentimes it's not the actions that we take that we regret, but it's the actions we don't take. And so sometimes trying and failing will relieve us of that potential pain. And taking those actions sometimes leads to wonderful things that will influence our life in amazing ways. Even the understanding that taking an action, whether success or failure, allows us to have a better sense of calm and grace for ourselves, that we didn't let an opportunity slip by. So I truly believe that everyone has at least a few things in their life that they wish they did a little bit differently, choices that they made differently, different path that they might have taken. I think it's just something that we roll around in our memories, and we kind of distort the reality of what could have happened, because it's always going to seem a little more glamorous in our dream vision of what could have happened. What would have happened if I won the lottery? What would have happened if I started taking care of myself a little bit earlier? What would have happened if I found the love of my life years before I did? What would have happened if I made that decision to take that job or not, that started the next path of my life? There's so many things that could have happened in this day and age of alternate universes and different realities. It's sometimes hard to not get swept away in the different life that could have been. And it steals our sense of appreciation and gratitude for what we do have. Everything that happened in our life led us to this moment. And if we allow ourselves to, we can find the gratitude and the appreciation, the silver lining, the beauty. If we are still alive in this moment, we have another opportunity to take today, tomorrow, and the future going forward and shape it into what we want it to be. When we wake up wishing we had done something different, we are setting ourselves up for depression and anxiety of the fear of making the wrong decision next time, and the pain of feeling that we did something wrong in our past, and we're not allowing ourselves to live in that moment. If you did your best, if you made the decision based off of the information you had, and you did your best in that moment, then you have to give yourself credit for taking a step forward. Perhaps there was reasoning behind the decision that you made, but the reality is that maybe my body needed that rest so that I could show up a little bit better for the next thing that was down the line. Maybe I needed to have a little bit more energy so I could show up for the person that I love in my life, because I was afraid that I would be too tired to engage with them and to interact and have a life with them. I can beat myself up all I want to for the thing that I didn't do. But maybe I could give myself a little bit of grace and appreciation for how I did show up. We could lean this into a glass half full, glass half empty kind of metaphor. Life is exactly as we see it. I can see it in a positive way, I can see it in a negative way. And if I only see the regrets and the things that I should have done, could have done, maybe would have wanted to do differently, I'm leading myself into a low state of depression, frustration, and suffering. When we find ourselves in that position, we are allowing ourselves to stay in a suffering state that is not only not productive, but harmful to our body. Our physical body responds to this pain and suffering in a way that will not allow us to not only show up to life, but to experience the best life that we could. There were many times when I was caring for my grandmother that I didn't know better. When she started to get confused about things, when she started to take more time getting ready for doctor's appointments, or forgetting that she needed to go to the bathroom before we were half out the door, I would find myself frustrated, and I would respond in a way because I was leaning into this fear of judgment that we were going to be late, and I was making it about me. And looking back, I'm still angry at myself for not knowing better. I think a lot of parents run into this same situation where they have these little outbursts in response to something else that is influencing their mood in that moment. And I remember looking back and realizing that the most powerful advice that someone gave me was to not sweat the small stuff. And by the way, it's all small stuff. The reality is that looking back, I have a lot of fond memories of taking care of my grandmother, and I have a lot of frustrations, regrets, and pain points that I wish I could have done differently. And I want to believe that if I could go back and change those, things would be different, things would be better. But I still loved my grandmother, and she still loved me. And there are moments I would have done differently to give her more grace, to give myself more grace. But I can't live in those moments. I have to appreciate that the moments we were given were beautiful. I have the ability to focus in and be in the joy of the beauty and the happiness that we did have. I don't have to linger in those moments. I was frustrated for no reason. I was stressed out for no reason other than my own pride or ego of trying to get us out the door on time. I mean, even looking back at it, it sounds ridiculous. The question is, what regret or regrets or visions of the past that are causing pain are you ready to let go of? So that starting today, you can feel a little bit lighter. You can move through life knowing that if you are doing the best you can with the resources you have, you are still doing better than 80% of the people out there. And the reality is that showing up and trying is so much more powerful than giving up. If we live in the past in those regrets, we are actually giving up on today, because we are starting to program ourselves into believing that that's the best we can do. We are forgetting all the influence and the power and the strength that we have moving forward. We can shape our life. We can learn from the past. There is a reason why the rearview mirror is smaller than the windshield. Take note of what happened in the past and move forward. Life is an open road, and you have the choice and the ability to make those decisions, and mistakes will happen, but that doesn't mean that you need to regret them. You just need to keep trying. I believe in you. You have this. You have everything that you need to move forward. Reflections of the past will teach you, but they do not need to be regrets that cause you pain. Take today, live in this moment. Reflect on the past, but do not live there. Look forward to the future. Live in this moment. You got this. I'll see you next time. today is going to be a great day. Just let it be a great day.